Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results. And I do apologize because I've just a few minutes ago got my internet back on as well as my cable. I've been out for 4 days thanks to Comcast and a big electrical storm. Lightning struck around all over the place. Well, happy birthday goes to Rich Swann, turned 25 years old, as well as Spanish announcer Hugo Savinovich, turned 57. Their birthdays were on February 15th. Global Force Wrestling's women's champion, Chrissy Von, who won the title last July in a tournament, is now selling her belt on eBay. Von noted on the auction that she was taking the belt back on a trade from JFW's Jeff Jarrett in exchange for a newer model with polished nickel plating. The starting bid is $1,995 as of this writing or this video. There are no bids yet, and you can bid on the item at this link here. Former NXT diva Kendall Sky was backstage at Raw in Anaheim, California. She was signed in early 2013, left in September 2014 after working as a ring announcer and a wrestler. And there's a photo with her with Charlotte, as you can almost call them twins. And courtesy of their, go to the photo at our Instagram link, Instagram/Charlotte WWE. Lance Storm recently worked a stunt gig for Syfy's Wynonna Earp show that premieres April the 1st. In this video link, former WWE superstar and announcer Raymond Rougeau talked about feuding with the Road Warriors. Rougeau acknowledges that they had a reputation of not being easy to work with. Wrestling legend Rick Steiner, show you a picture of his son on both sides, or whichever, right beside or top and bottom, whichever I can get it in there. His name is Bronson Rechsteiner, as he won a Georgia State High School Wrestling Championship over the weekend in Duluth, Georgia. He was representing Etowah High School. And go to the photos for that. But he won't be getting any pro wrestling anytime soon, as he will be playing football next year for Kennesaw State University in Georgia later this year. At Xaviar Woods, a PhD on Twitter, Creed is behind by 1. Can he even score, or will at Kenny Omega Man X be the victor? The epic showdown continues on upupdowndown on YouTube. Check out their video link here on Twitter for you. Okay, WWE has officially announced that WWE Global Cruiserweight Series, which will premiere on the WWE Network Wednesday, July 13th at 9 p.m. As I wrote, for the first time ever, WWE invites cruiserweights from all over the world to compete in the inaugural Global Cruiserweight Series. 32 of the greatest in-ring competitors under 205 pounds will descend upon Full Sail University in Orlando and collide over 10 weeks to earn the right to call themselves the best cruiserweight in the world. WWE is currently looking across the world for talents to fill those 32 tournament spots. Triple H spoke to PW Insider about the new show and says he's looking at this as a fan, and he also commented on how excited he is. I'm excited about this. I really am. It's a really great opportunity for us to tap into what's really exciting talent pool. I believe sort of an underutilized talent pool. There are just numerous cruiserweights around the world that are great performers that have not fully had the opportunity to be seen around the world, and that's something that hopefully WWE can give them. Such as PWG, other smaller promotions, Evolve. He commented on even looking in the southern parts of the United States. Before the series aired, WWE will be featuring the talents on their website and social media as Triple H wants fans to get to know the talent. He commented on selecting wrestlers for the tournament. So any of you indie fans that watch my videos, get your videos sent to Triple H himself. Maybe you'll get seen. Maybe you'll get chosen for the top 32 in the world. As he also comments on saying, I would say the vast majority of talents on the series will be non-contracted or long-term contracted WWE talent. We haven't finalized the selection process yet. Watching tapes and seeing who we want to work with and all that. It's going to be a discovery process. Look, I want to have the best in the world. I don't want to negate anyone from the process, being that they are under contract to us. At the same time, I'm looking for the best in the world and the brightest around to give them a platform that they never have. I'm certainly looking at the vast majority being from the outside of WWE. When I say global, I mean global. We are recruiting from everywhere, UK, Japan, China, to find the best talent. That doesn't mean we're going to find someone everywhere, but we really are trying to turn things over and really find someone from every part of the globe to be part of this show and even the world, who they are and what they can do. Triple H also commented on if that this means the return of a full-fledged cruiserweight division and title. He said, I think it is slightly the cart before the horse. I think I want this to be something that is repetitive. I would like to turn it to be a recurring thing where we take the best talent from around the world and let them do their thing. Does that morph directly into a cruiserweight division right away? I don't know about right away, and it might. But we're clearly looking at all the guys in this tournament and saying, who do we want to work with long term? Maybe we give this guy a year, and we'll work with this guy long term next year. Or who are all these talents? I think where it lands is sort of a work in progress. If you look at this tournament, it's going to be a platform where somebody, and it should be or could be more than one person, is going to be seen on the best cruiserweights in the world or the best cruiserweight in the world. It's a hell of a platform, and it's going to be bigger and better, but just not sure 100% what that is. Cesaro arrived in Dubai, transporter style, as you can see here in this video. You can see with the shades and the car that he's driving, very much like the transporter, the movie and series. And you notice that he's not wearing an arm in a sling, also in the video, as he's doing promotional work for WWE. WWE NXT champion Finn Balor appears in this video on twitter.com/WWE to promote the WWE WrestleMania 32 reading challenge. I watched the video and I didn't hear him mention anything about the reading challenge. As Finn comments on how his ankle is doing and says he hopes to be back on the road this coming weekend. As Finn suffered a slight sprain at the February 5th NXT Live event in Nashville, Tennessee, and going against Sami Zayn. Chris Jericho attended the annual Clive Davis pre-Grammy party on Sunday night in Beverly Hills. And here are some photos from the from the party. Show you that during that. Scott Fishman of the Channel Guy magazine recently spoke to Abyss to promote TNA Impact Wrestling. Among other things he had to say. Working with Crazy Steve and the Decay Tag Team faction. I've been around for the last 14 years, so it's hard to sit back and say, I'm doing something fresh. This is kind of new and different. It's outside of the box a bit. I have to credit Billy Corrigan a lot for it. Billy has been the one who kind of came up with the concept for the group. Billy was the one who secured the rights for the Marilyn Manson for the group's entrance music. that has been huge. Just a reaction to Marilyn Manson lending his sound to the group. It has given us instant credibility. Crazy Steve, I've known for several years. He is such a young, untapped talent. Has a lot of passion. That same can be said for Rosemary, Courtney Rush, who I didn't really know before coming to TNA. And that's who the character is portraying. Seeing her work ethic and how positive an influence she has been on our group, I think we're all going to do some pretty neat stuff together. I think there are some good plans for it. Then he comments with TNA being on Pop TV. I thought we did a lot of great things for Destination America, and I think they did good things for us as well. But I'm really excited for the Pop TV deal because there is an opportunity to reach more viewers. They are really excited about this whole thing. They've done a lot already. They are associated with great networks like CBS and with Lionsgate, who does movies, and they're slowly becoming a great network as well as in their own right. I think we're doing a great job with it so far. It's been a fun adventure. Any comments? I'm never going to WWE. I've been wrestling for over 20 years, 6 of which has been on the independents and 14 with TNA. I look back on it, and I've been able to accomplish everything I've been able to accomplish times 10. I have been able to build my character more than I ever thought possible. As far as not going to WWE, I did have the opportunity to go. I look back on it and have no regrets. I'm very proud that I was with TNA from the beginning and helped build it from the ground up. And then that's the end of his comments on that, his interview. Comedian Ron Funches was in attendance at from Raw in Anaheim. Also, Shadows of Revenge. Sevenfold was also in attendance with his family. And here he is with Chris Jericho. I'll post photos of him. Brie Bella was also shown in Natalia in the pictures. New WWE Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens tweeted the following about WrestleMania 32. After his win on Raw last night, he will show you a picture of that. Kevin Owens won a fatal 5-way on Raw from Anaheim to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Other participants in the match were Dean Ambrose, Tyler Breeze, Dolph Ziggler, and Stardust. This is Owens' second reign with the Intercontinental title. And what happened here in this video link before Raw, Tamina and Naomi taking out Becky Lynch. The Miz will be guest starring on an episode of CW Supernatural on February 24th. Episode synopsis reads like this. Dean and Sam decide to take a break and attend the funeral of a wrestler they were fans of as kids. When another wrestler turns up dead, the brothers quickly decide to work. The former Florida home of the late Vincent J. McMahon, the father of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, is up for sale. As you can go to this video link of the house. I haven't seen the full video yet. I've just seen a picture of the backyard with a swimming pool. The realtor posted the video of it themselves, and they're selling the property. Raw pre-show hosted David Otunga taped another appearance on the Steve Harvey Show on Monday. I'll show you the picture on that. WWE has announced that Austin Aries' theme song called Ambition and Vision is now available on iTunes. So you can go to iTunes on that, look for the song. Aries' WWE NXT debut is scheduled to air in the next 2 weeks. WWE taped following matches for superstars. Fandango versus Jack Swagger, Natalia versus Alicia Fox, Tag Team Champions Xavier Woods and Big E, Dolph Ziggler, Sasha Banks, Neville, and The Miz did some sort of filming with comedy gamers, Smosh Games, backstage at Raw, and you can go to this link to find out what they are. Instagram.com/WWE. Thanks to WrestlingInc.com. Dark match, there wasn't one. Superstars, results. Natalya defeated Alicia Fox. Jack Swagger defeated Fandango. Second report, Natalya defeated Alicia Fox. Swagger defeated Fandango. Raw opened up from Anaheim, California with the usual intro. As I told you, I'm going to the dirt sheets for this because I don't have a network, so I didn't get to see Raw. And since I just got the internet back up myself. We're live as Michael Coleslaw welcomes us to the show. He signed in, also joined in by JBL and Balor Saxon. We go to the ring. Out comes WWE Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose. Okay. Well, Ambrose is hot and says he wants a F5 for Brock Lesnar tonight, but Stephanie McMahon comes out instead. Fans boo. She taunts Ambrose and brings up the winner of Fastlane facing her husband, Triple H, for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 32. Ambrose says he knows how all this works. He just wants to get to the fighting part. Stephanie says he's going to get an F5 tonight, but not how he wants, not how he thinks. It will be a fatal five-way match for the Intercontinental title. She wishes him good luck and goes to leave, but stops. She says if Roman Reigns interferes in the match, Ambrose will be disqualified from Fastlane, and the match starts now. So we get Kevin Owens versus Stardust versus Tyler Breeze versus Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose. Kevin makes his way out first as Ambrose is getting ready to fight. Stardust was out next, followed by Tyler Breeze, following up by Dolph Ziggler as the last man out. Back for the break, we get the bell as everyone goes at it. Stardust and Tyler work on Ambrose in the corner while Owens and Ziggler are on the floor. Ambrose ends up tossing Breeze to the floor and clotheslining Stardust. Ambrose mounts him in the corner with the right hand and fans count. Ambrose keeps control of Stardust and goes up to the top as Breeze nails Owens to the floor. Ambrose with a missile drop kick on Stardust. Owens runs in and drops Ambrose as the fans boo. Owens works over to Ambrose and gets a 2 count. Owens whips Ambrose hard into the corner and talks trash on him. Ambrose fights back with a forearm in the corner. Ambrose stomps away in the corner. Owens pulls Ambrose face first into the turnbuckle and turns it around. Ambrose stomps away and plays to the crowd. Owens runs into a big boot and gets sent to the floor. Ambrose goes to run the ropes for a dive, but Ziggler slides in and drop kicks him for a 2 count. Ziggler goes on and hits a neck breaker, then an elbow drop for a 2 count. Ambrose sends Ziggler to the floor. Stardust runs in and drops Ambrose. Breeze comes in and takes Stardust out. Breeze runs the ropes, but Owens clotheslines him. Owens power bombs Breeze over the top rope and onto Ziggler and Stardust. Owens turns around to Ambrose and they go at it. Ambrose counters up the pop-up power bomb. Ambrose then dives out onto the other 3, comes back in and drops Owens with a neck breaker. Ambrose goes to the top with a big elbow drop and a close 2 count as Stardust breaks up the pinfall and pulls Ambrose out. Stardust sends Ambrose into the steel steps. Breeze takes Stardust out with a kick as we go to commercial. Back from the break as Ambrose nails the Bulldog on Stardust. He goes up top, but Stardust meets him. Ambrose headbutts Stardust to the mat. Breeze runs up but also gets sent to the mat. Ziggler runs up next and brings Ambrose down face first. Ziggler gets sent into the ring post. Stardust with a disaster kick on Breeze. Owens takes out Stardust and covers Ambrose for a 2 count. Owens delivers a corner cannonball to everyone but Breeze. As Breeze kicks him with a beauty shot for a 2 count. Fans chant, "This is awesome now." Ambrose dumps Breeze to the floor. Stardust gets hit with a big bounce back. Clothesline from Ambrose. Ziggler runs in with a zigzag. Owens with a pop-up powerbomb on Breeze for the win and title. Winner new Intercontinental Champion, Kevin Owens. After the match, Owens celebrates and retreats with his title as Ambrose looks on shock. Still to come segment, Brie Bella will talk about her husband's retirement and Fastlane. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we see what just happened in the Fatal 5-Way. Ambrose is backstage walking when Renee Young approaches. Ambrose isn't shocked by the authority, but he's mad and frustrated. He says the title is gone and he has to live with that. The authority has given him motivation to win at Fastlane. He says it will be him against the Triple H for the World Heavyweight title. at WrestleMania. He walks off after asking Renee if that gives her goosebumps. We go to the announcers, but cut back to Renee, who is now with new champion Kevin Owens. Owens says he told everyone this was his title, and he will get it back. He wants Renee to tell everyone he was right. Dolph Ziggler walks up clapping. He congratulates Owens on a job done. And they have a few words. Ziggler wants a title shot at Fastlane on Sunday. Ziggler says he deserves to be Owens' first defense and wants Owens to admit he's right. Owens just says, nah, and walks off. Big E versus Mark Henry. Apparently there's a injury in this match. We go to the ring. Out comes Tag Team Champions New Day. It's announced that they will be on a special edition of The Cutting Edge and The Peep Show with Edge and Christian at Fastlane on Sunday. They all cut promos on Edge and Christian before moving on to Mark Henry. Big E calls him a mark-ass buster for walking out on them last week. Henry comes out and we go to commercial. Back from the break and they look like they lock up. Henry with an early slam to take control. Henry beats Big E around and sends him to the floor for a breather after a big headbutt. Referee counts, but Henry follows. Kofi Kingston distracts Henry and Big E attacks. Big E drops Henry after ramming him into the barrier. New Day all stand over Henry and taunt him now. As Big E brings it back in the ring and stomps on Henry in the corner. Woods keeps the crowd going with Francesca 2 at ringside. Big E splashes Henry for a 2 count. Big E manages to apply the Donald stretch, but Henry quickly reverses it with a big hip toss. Henry makes a comeback. Henry with a 2 count. Woods gets on the apron and distracts him with a trombone. Henry knocks him to the floor. Henry then turns it around and Big E turns it into a big foot from Henry. Big E sidesteps in the corner. Big E scoots Henry on his shoulder and holds him, but Henry falls to the mat and may have injured himself at that point. Henry is clutching his ribs as Big E just covers for the pinfall. After the match, referees speculate that the splashes may have injured Henry's ribs. New Day celebrated, but Big E looked at Henry and a bit concerned. Still to come segment, Bree will speak. We go back to commercial. Back from the break, and the announcers plug Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. We go to the ring. Byron Saxton is waiting. He introduces Brie Bella, and we see a clip from Daniel Bryan's retirement last week. Saxton asks how Bryan is doing. She says he was able to turn a negative into a positive thanks to all the love from the fans and people in the back. She goes on and is interrupted by Ric Flair and WWE Divas Champion Charlotte. And out they come. Charlotte gives props to Bryan, but doesn't sound sincere. She says Bryan was in a league of his own. Brie says Bryan still is. Charlotte says it's not like he died or something. And Brie says he's very much alive and looking forward to what's next. Charlotte goes on and says she will understand if Brie wants to forfeit the match on Sunday so she can be with her husband. Brie says Bryan supports her 100%. Charlotte says she means she supports her and Bryan 100%. Taking a shot at Bryan being out of work, Charlotte says Brie and Bryan must need the money. That's why she's here. They go back and forth on the mic, and Brie says Charlotte came out to mess with her because she's scared. Brie says Charlotte knows she's not an easy win. Brie says Charlotte just added fuel to the fire, and she's standing there in disgust seeing the champion Charlotte has become. Charlotte holds Flair back and backs him out of the ring. Charlotte gets back in Brie's face and says she offered her the chance to walk away. Charlotte says she can only imagine what Brie's goat-faced vegan babies will become. Brie attacks her and they go at it. Brie unloads and nails several kicks, sending Charlotte out of the ring. Brie's music hits as Rick and Charlotte look on. Still to come segment, Braun Strowman versus Big Show. Chris Jericho comes out to a big pop after a commercial break. He joins commentary for the next match, but we go into another commercial. AJ Styles versus The Miz. Back from the break, and out comes The Miz. We see replays from SmackDown where Jericho hits Styles with a code breaker after their tag team win. Then their singles match later in the night that Jericho won. AJ Styles is out next to a big pop. AJ enters the ring and Miz beats him down before the bell. Miz unloads in the corner until the referee pulls him off. Fans chant AJ's name. We get the bell, and Miz runs into an elbow. Styles makes Miz retreat and goes for a submission, but Miz fights him off. Miz with a big knee to the gut and a boot to the face. Miz mounts Styles with right hands. Miz keeps control and uses the middle rope against Styles as fans boo. Miz with a knee to the back and a headlock. Miz keeps control and hits the neck breaker for a 1 count. More back and forth action. Styles counters and backslides Miz for a 2 count. Styles with strikes. Miz tosses Styles through the second rope and kicks him into the barrier. Miz goes out to the floor but stops to talk trash to Jericho, which Jericho stands up. Styles leaps out of nowhere and takes Miz down in front of the announce table, where we have a good commercial break. Back from the break, and Miz in control of Styles. Styles makes a solid comeback and nails a knee for a close 2 count. Styles scoots Miz on the shoulder, but Miz counters and hits a DDT for a 2 count. Styles blocks the skull-crushing finale and rolls Miz up for a 2 count. Styles gets some kicks and another roll up for a 2. Styles kicks Miz and nails the melee kick. Styles with another close 2 count. Then Styles goes up top, but Miz crotches him. Styles ends up springboarded in with a big forearm for a close 2 count. Fans pop a Styles and waits for Miz to get up. Miz counters and nails the skull-crushing finale for a 2 count. Miz off the way in the corner. Referees pulls him off. Miz charges, but AJ catches him and rolls him into the calf crusher for the win. After the match, Jericho gets up with a microphone. He makes his way to the apron and congratulates Styles on his win. Styles interrupts him and knows he's here to play games. Styles says it's eating Jericho up inside. The fact that Styles beat him in his first singles match. Styles issues another challenge for Fastlane. Jericho says he's not sure if he wants to wrestle Styles again. Jericho says he will think about it and get back to Styles on SmackDown. Up next, the Dudley Boys will speak. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and we get the Dudley Boys out. They go to get a table from under the ring, but change their mind. They cut promos on why they turned heel last week. Devon Dudley says everyone thought they would just be some nostalgia act that rides off into the sunset. He says they're not on some farewell tour. They're the baddest tag team on the planet. Bubba Ray Dudley says their legacy will be defined in all their tag team title reigns, not by a piece of furniture. We see Paige walking backstage, back to commercial. Paige versus Summer Rae was up next. Back from the break, Summer Rae waits in the ring. Paige was out next to a pop. They go at it to start. Paige trips Summer early on, and she falls on her face. Paige with a back-to-back pin attempt. Paige yells about this being her house before taking Summer to the apron for a bunch of knees. Summer ducks a kick and drops Paige with a high heel kick. Summer gets a 2 count, and Summer with 2 leg drops and some trash talking. Summer keeps control for another 2 count. Paige finally makes a comeback, but Summer kicks out of 2. Paige wastes time, and Summer rolls her up for the surprise win. Paige looks shocked as Summer makes her exit. We go to the announcements for the WWE Network and Fastlane Plug. Paul Heyman walking backstage, back to commercial. Back from the break, Lillian Garcia introduces Paul Heyman, who is waiting in the ring. Heyman introduces himself and calls Brock Lesnar the next World Heavyweight Champion. Heyman says that there will be a most historic triple threat on Sunday. Brock Lesnar versus Roman versus Dean Ambrose. He says one beast will emerge from the match and go on to main event WrestleMania with Triple H. Heyman says that he doesn't want to stand out here and talk while Reigns watches him on a monitor. Heyman says what he has to say tonight needs to be said to Reigns' face. Heyman calls out Reigns to the ring. Heyman cuts a promo on Reigns going home to his family after Fastlane. Heyman says Reigns has 2 choices, his daughter or his best friend at Fastlane. He says Reigns can't keep his promise to his daughter and keep his best friend Ambrose at the same time. Heyman goes on about how Reigns must make a sacrifice for the title he wants. Heyman says Brock Lesnar stands in Reigns' way this Sunday, and Lesnar is in Reigns' way. But so is Dean Ambrose. Reigns smiles and shakes his head. He says Heyman is good, and fans boo Reigns. Reigns thanks Heyman for what he said. Reigns says nobody tells another man what he's thinking to his face anymore, and he respects Heyman for that. Reigns says he made a choice a while ago, and that's why he's willing to pay the price every night. So was Ambrose. Reigns says he's fought Ambrose before, and he beat him. It wasn't easy, but he did. Reigns says he's beat Lesnar's ass, but he's never beat him. Heyman is right. Reigns has everything on the line this Sunday. Reigns says somehow he will win on Sunday and then beat Heyman's boy Triple H for the title. Fans boo again. Reigns says now he knows Heyman believes that. Heyman nods and sets the mic down. Heyman leaves the ring, but as soon as he does, Dudley Boys beat Reigns down from behind. Roman gets up and fights him off, but Bubba drops him with a big kick. Bubba drops down and talks trash to Reigns. They continue to beat down until Ambrose's music hit. Now he comes for the save. Ambrose unloads on Bubba, but Devon pulls him off. Ambrose fights Devon off. Reigns with a Superman punch on Devon that sends him to the floor with Bubba. Ambrose tells them to come get some more. Reigns and Ambrose embrace, but Ambrose pulls him in for dirty deeds to a pop. Reigns escapes and stares Ambrose down. Ambrose points up at the WrestleMania 32 sign and says Reigns better be quicker than that if he wants to make it there. Reigns laughs as they show love one more time before Reigns' music hits. It's announced that Vincent J. McMahon Legacy of Alexa Awards will be announced next week. The award is named after former WWE boss Vince McMahon Sr. As Coleslaw says, it will be the most prestigious award WWE has, and nobody has deserved it until now. Obviously, a typo, I was thinking, as they were talking about Vincent Kennedy McMahon, but it's a senior. Next up, we have Heath Slater versus Zack Ryder. Well, you got Social Outcast versus the Hype Bros. We come back from a break, and Zack Ryder waits in the ring. Heath Slater was out next with fellow Social Outcast members Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. Slater stalls early and runs a victory lap with the rest of his crew. He comes back in, and Ryder takes control of the match. Ryder keeps control and hits a knee to the face, then a missile drop kick. Ryder drops Slater in the corner, hits a broski boot for a 2 count. Slater rolls to the floor for a breather, but Ryder leaps out and takes down the Social Outcast. 1-on-4. Ryder brings Slater back in the ring, but Bo jumps on the apron to distract him. Slater nails a heel kick and a smash hit for the win. We see R-Truth on a date from earlier in the evening. Goldust appeared dressed as their waiter. And I'll try to show you a photo. Probably at the end of the video. Goldust brings over a bottle of champagne so Truth can celebrate with his 2 partners. Truth says that he didn't order champagne and Goldust doesn't work here. Truth's date ends up sprayed with the champagne and Goldust runs away. Truth tries to assist his date and tells her she still looks good as we go to commercial. Lucha Dragons and Neville versus the League of Nations. What's up next? We come back from a commercial break. Neville was out after Sin Cara and United States Champion Kalisto. Rusev, Sheamus, and Alberto Del Rio were out next with King Barrett. Back and forth to start. We go back to the commercial after the Lucha Dragons and Neville dive out onto their opponents. Back from the break, Rusev plants Kalisto for a 2 count. Rusev tosses Kalisto to the floor, and Del Rio throws him into the barrier. Rusev brings him back in and tags in Sheamus. The League keeps control after more cheap shots. Kalisto finally counters the move, and Cara tags in as well does Del Rio. Sin Cara kicks Del Rio, comes off the top rope. Sin Cara knocks one off the apron as well. Sin Cara continues to unload on Del Rio and hits the moonsault for a 2 count. Sheamus runs in and flattens Sin Cara. Neville takes out Sheamus. Rusev drops Neville with a kick. Kalisto tumbles with Rusev over the top. Sin Cara dumps Del Rio to the floor and also dives out, sending him into the barrier. And then Sin Cara brings him back in the ring. Barrett distracts Sin Cara. Del Rio hits the enziguri in a big chop rope stomp from halfway across the ring. Del Rio covers for the win. After the match, Lucha Nation celebrate as we go to replays. We go to a Black History Month video on Booker T. Coleslaw shows us a video of Naomi and Tamina Snuka, as you can go to the link from earlier, with Becky Lynch before Raw in the parking lot. So to come segment, Becky versus Naomi, back to commercial. Back from the break, League of Nations is still celebrating. Renee Young interviews Del Rio as he rips Callisto. Del Rio wants their match at Fastlane to be a 2 out of 3 falls match. And we get the Divas match up next, Becky Lynch versus Naomi. We go to the ring, out comes Becky Lynch to a pop. Naomi was out next with Tamina. The bell rings, Becky wastes no time. She unloads on Naomi and surprises her, sending her to the floor for a breather. Naomi comes back with a big kick to the side of the face. Naomi unloads with a bunch of kicks and drops her with one. Fans cheered the unique set of kicks. Naomi with a 2 count. Naomi keeps Becky grounded and talks some trash. They trade hold and Becky ends up applying the disarmer for the quick win. After the bell, Tamina comes in and then they beat Becky down until Sasha Banks' music hits for a big pop. Sasha comes out. But Naomi and Tamina want no part of her. And they exit the ring. Sasha stands with Becky. And they talk trash to Naomi and Tamina, warning them about Fastlane. Sasha's music hits as we go to the announcers. We're going to look back at the Wyatt family. Did the Ryback from last week. Back from the break, Coleslaw announces the Dudleys versus Reigns and Ambrose for SmackDown. Braun Strowman versus Big Show was up next. We go to the ring. Out first comes the Wyatt family. Luke Harper cut a promo first and says everyone has the choice to either wake from their slumber or beg for mercy. Eric Rowan says, without them, there is no hope. Bray Wyatt says his family speaks the truth. He cuts a promo on freedom from a dying world because our world is slave. Wyatt goes on and wants everyone to bow to him. He talks about how he's made the choices for Kane and Ryback and how Braun Strowman will make a choice for Big Show tonight. Braun takes the mic and says to wake up or run. Fans boo until Big Show's music interrupts and out he comes to a pop. Bell rings and they stare each other down from across the ring for a minute. They lock up and break. They go at it again. Strowman nails a knee to the gut. Strowman takes Show to the corner and works him over. Strowman yells to the crowd and runs into a big elbow. Show turns around in the corner and unloads with body shots. Show nails a big shot. Strowman comes back with a huge straight right hand to the face. Strowman with more shots. Strowman knocks Show off his feet and yells out. Strowman keeps control and keeps Show down. Strowman covers, but Show kicks out at 1. Show counters a suplex of his own. Eric Rowan runs in for the disqualification. So Big Show wins that one. Harper and Wyatt also joined in. Show tries to fight the Wyatt family off. Ryback runs down and meets Harper on the floor. He runs over Harper and then Rowan. Ryback comes in and goes at it with Strowman, but Wyatt joins in. And they beat him down also. The Wyatt stand over Show and Ryback until the ring posts light up. Kane comes from a hole in the middle of the ring. Kane, Show, and Ryback clear the ring after giving Harper a double choke slam. Babyface stands tall as Kane makes the ring explode again. We see Steve Austin backstage warming up as Raw goes off the air. What happened after Raw? Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose came to the ring and challenged the Dudleys after this week's Raw in Anaheim, California. Well, off the air, the challenge was answered by the WWE Tag Team Champions, the New Day, instead. Two teams brawled until the Dudleys ran out and joined the New Day. This led to the Usos coming out to help Reigns and Ambrose. Xaviar Woods took a spear from Reigns before the family celebrated to send the crowd home happy. It was also announced that WWE will return to the Staples Center in Los Angeles for Raw on April 11th. Only two months away. Woman who played R-Truth's date in the restaurant skit would go with us on tonight's Raw was actress and TV host Shawn Richards. And she posted her photo, and I'll show it right there at the end of the video. And that concludes my results from Raw this week. Stay tuned very soon for SmackDown spoilers. As I'm posting this video on Thursday. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the review. By the way, if you don't know, just call me, bro and sisters.